Happy Monday, everybody. I'm KHOU 11 Meteorologist Pat Cavlin here with a look at your forecast. Got a pretty great stretch of weather ahead for us as we get into the beginning of November, a new month here already. Cannot believe that. Beautiful look out towards Houston this evening. We got all the way up to 76 degrees this afternoon. Not bad. Woke up at 49 this morning, so both numbers actually below normal for this time of year. And of course, the early sunsets. Now 5:33 this evening. Just a couple days ago, it was 6:30. Oh my gosh. The good news, though, is that as we go through the rest of November, we're not going to lose a lot on the back end in terms of daylight. So there's the good news. But temperatures, of course, keep tumbling. These are nice temperatures, though. We do see a warming trend, though, as we get into the upcoming week. Tomorrow, though, for Election Day, weather looks beautiful. Tons of sunshine, pretty much a carbon copy of what we saw today. A couple degrees warmer. I think a lot of spots will actually get to 80 degrees. That warming trend will continue, not just for tomorrow, not just for the end of the week, but really all the way through the weekend before our next front arrives. So we're not going to be locked into a warm pattern for long. We are, of course, into November now, so these fronts will become a little more commonplace across the area. Here's what I'm talking about. High temperatures, again, back close to 80 tomorrow, low 80s for Wednesday, mid 80s then by Thursday, and then Friday we could actually get into record territory. The record for the day is 89 degrees. I could see a world in which a couple spots actually get to 90 degrees through the area. Still warm for Saturday, and then here comes our next front. And that will bring us the cool down as we get into Sunday, and then really for the start of next week. So some nice changes coming up here. Again, nice little bit of warmer weather for those of us that aren't ready for the chill yet. But again, those of us that want to actually enjoy the chill and the November weather, we've got that coming up for Sunday and Monday as well. Something you might notice here the next few nights, a brighter moon, especially with clear skies. That's actually working our way towards our next full moon, which happens to be a supermoon. So this name for the moon coming up is called the Beaver moon. All right, so all of these full moon cycles, they all have names and they just correspond with agriculture, times of the year, animal behavior. Goes back to the days of the farmers 150, 200 years ago. The Beaver moon is named this because it coincides with the time of the year when beavers become a little more active, right? So they're starting to build their dams. They're gearing up for the winter. The last supermoon we had that was called the harvest moon. Self-explanatory. So the Beaver moon happens this Wednesday. This will be our second supermoon of the year. And in fact, this will actually be the largest appearing supermoon of the year. Will you notice a difference at home to the naked eye? No. But for our stargazers, our astronomy buffs, this will be a larger supermoon. It will be the biggest one that we see this year. The next one actually comes up next month. And the viewing weather is great. Tonight, Tuesday, Wednesday, clear skies throughout, dry weather, cool temperatures as well. That cool weather actually helps to give us a little clearer sky, right? A more crisp look to the stars and to the moon. So some really good viewing weather coming up here the next few nights. Nothing going on though right now. Not a drop of rain in sight, not a cloud in the sky. And it's not just for us, it's the whole state, the whole southeast actually under the influence of that area of high pressure. So clear skies tonight. Low humidity and no wind means it is going to be brisk. Temperatures are going to drop quite a bit as we get you into tomorrow morning. So it's a cool start tomorrow. The good news, though, we rebound big time. Again, close to 80 by the afternoon. Still no humidity, lots of sunshine, beautiful day. Pretty much a carbon copy of today. And then we continue to turn warmer and warmer. By Wednesday, we make it into the low 80s. And then I think by the end of the week is when we start to introduce a little more humidity back into the picture. All right, tomorrow's election day. It's not a big election day nationwide, but of course, every vote counts here at home. Got a couple big races coming up. Upper 40s to about 50 for wake up. So if you're hitting the polls early in the morning, maybe a jacket. I think we'll warm things up pretty fast though. Mid 70s then by lunchtime. So if you're going out on your lunch break, you will not need the jacket. And then again, we make our run at 80 by the afternoon. So you'll only need the jacket if you're going to be there at the polls early on in the day. But again, things will warm up pretty fast. Here's future track with the numbers. We will fall quickly tonight. Notice low to mid 40s in our usual cold spots. Polk, San Jacinto, Liberty County. You'll be the coldest spots by tomorrow morning. In the city, I think we get to about 50. Couple pockets in the upper 40s. The official overnight temperature forecast tonight at Bush will be 49. I think we'll do mid-40s up towards Conroe and then 50s farther south. Tomorrow, though, we rebound nicely. So again, I think a lot of spots get pretty close to 80 degrees. Once you go west of the city, I think we'll be in the low 80s. Once you go east of the city, I think we'll be stuck in the upper 70s. The city itself, though, on that dividing line. Overnight temperatures, though, again, brisk tonight, 49 your low temperature. Wednesday morning, we're back closer to normal, though. Maybe a couple of upper 50s. And then we start to warm things up here. Thursday and beyond into the weekend, again, before our next front comes in. And those warmer overnight temperatures will be a sign of slightly higher humidity ahead of that front. So right now we've got high pressure overhead. That's driving the forecast. That high pressure does two things. One, it keeps us dry and pretty much cloud free. But two, it also keeps any storm systems, which would be tied to cold fronts, locked up to the north. So any colder air will be up across the Great Lakes through the middle and the end of the week. Meanwhile, we get into a warming trend here, so things really start to turn toasty again by the end of the week. I think upper 80s, not out of the question again by the time we get to Friday. Your Tuesday forecast looks like this across the Northeast if you're traveling anywhere. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s from D.C. up through New York, Boston, a bit breezy. Probably the same up towards Maine as well. Great Lakes look okay with the mix of sunshine and clouds. Across the Southeast, this is going to be some of the nicest weather in the country, if not the world. Mid-70s for New Orleans, Mississippi, Little Rock, up towards Atlanta. Lots of sunshine, no humidity. Upper 70s near 80 for North Florida. Couple more clouds in the mix for Miami. Should be dry, though, near 80. Tampa looks nice. Mix of sunshine and clouds, mid-80s. Across the state of Texas tomorrow, our weather also looks gorgeous. Mid-80s from El Paso to Amarillo. Upper 70s Dallas to Houston. 80s again towards central Texas down through South Texas. Mainly sunny skies. Few clouds down towards the U.S.-Mexico border. Oklahoma City looks beautiful as well. Upper 70s sunshine, mid-70s for Kansas City. Up into the Midwest, beautiful weather continues. From Green Bay to Chicago, St. Louis, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Kansas, mid to upper 70s. Even up towards Rapid City, we'll be in the low 70s. Cold front, though, comes in, knocking the numbers down across North Dakota. High temperatures with cloud cover only in the upper 40s for there. Denver looks beautiful tomorrow. Mid-70s, lots of sunshine. Still at 90 degrees for Phoenix. Mid-60s, though, as you get into the high desert. 67 for LA with a mix of sunshine and clouds. Mid-70s for San Francisco, but rain and storms across Northern California. 82 in Vegas with sunshine. 69 for Salt Lake. Showers for Portland. We're talking about showers and maybe some heavy rain. Again, southern Oregon down into Northern California. A couple showers out towards Boise as well. Breezy through Wyoming. And then maybe some intermountain snow here across the higher elevations of Montana and Idaho. Seattle looks okay. Temperatures in the mid-50s with the mix of sunshine and clouds. For tonight, back at home. 51 for Bel Air, same for Hunters Creek Village. 51 on the Heights, 50 for Montrose, 3rd Ward, Golf Crest, Allendale, and Pasadena. I think we'll drop to 48 for Dyersdale. 48 for Tomball as well. 47 for Atascocita. 62 in Seabrook, though, so a little bit warmer here along the shore of Galveston Bay. Remember, water temperatures are still warm enough to keep these areas a little warmer. Once you get away from the water, again, upper 40s, low 50s. 49 for Columbus, 54 for El Campo, 56 Palacios, 65 in Galveston, 44 for Liberty, 48 for Conroe, 51 in Huntsville. For tomorrow, beautiful weather, lots of sunshine. 82 for Columbus, 81 for Katy and Sugar Land, 74 Galveston, 79 in the city, 78 for Liberty. Lots of sunshine across the board. Overall, a great stretch of weather coming up. Remember, tomorrow is Election Day. Weather could not be better. Lots of sunshine. We'll start in the 40s. We'll end up in the 70s to near 80 degrees. 57 to start on Wednesday with sunshine, 82 your high temperature. We are in the mid-80s then for Thursday. Mix of sunshine and clouds. Mainly sunny then and a touch muggier for Friday and Saturday. Not stifling humidity, but it'll be a little different than what we're dealing with today. And again, we could challenge a record high temperature on Friday. The record for that day is 89. We're forecasting 88. Next front comes through Saturday into Sunday. We'll go from 87 to 76, your high temperature. and then down to 68 by the start of next week with lots of sunshine, overnight temperatures back into the 40s. So a big roller coaster in the numbers coming up here for the upcoming week. But notice no rain in sight, so our drought conditions may continue to worsen. That's a look at your forecast. Chief Meteorologist David Paul is back in tonight at 10 o'clock. He'll have an update for you. Until then, we hope you have a good night, and we'll see you then.